This is my review of the DeWalt 60-volt brushless electric mower. It's new out of the box. I'm skipping the unboxing part and I'm gonna get right to the goods. So this is the mower. It comes fully assembled. You just push this button here to extend the handle. And then push that button again to extend it all the way. And that's it. That's how the mower comes in the box. It comes with two 60-volt batteries, 12 amp hour 60-volt max batteries. The 20-volt max, I'm not sure what that means, so if anyone knows what that means, let me know. But it comes with two of those, so I did charge them up already, and it comes with the two chargers and the bag for if you want to collect the clippings or if you want to blow them out the back. That's for the back. But I don't do that. I'm using the mulcher. So in here, it already came with the mulcher part, so it just plugs that hole there. Okay, so now I'm going to show you underneath. So you just push that button there again. Allows you to push down the handle, then just push it a little bit more until it clicks, and that lets you fold the handle over. It clicks again, and I'll stand it up. It's a very light mower. Comes with the dual blade, which I'm really interested in seeing how that cuts my lawn compared to my old mower, which is now pretty much dead. It's an old Craftsman, 4.5 horsepower. It was really struggling. The last time I cut my lawn took me about 4 hours. So I'm really excited to do a review of the DeWalt here, not using any gas, just electricity. And I'll be curious to time it and see how long it's gonna take me to cut my lawn. So the mower is advertised as being a 21.5 inch, but then when I go and measure with a tape measure, I think what they're referring to is the inner casing, the inner diameter of the casing of the housing. So that's about 21.5 inches. The blades themselves are actually more like 19.5 inches long. So it's a little bit bigger than my old mower, and I'll be curious to see if that helps me with my cutting time. So I'll lay this down, lift up the handle again, and the battery goes in here, just one at a time. I've pre-charged these batteries, so it goes in upside down and it clicks in. And to release it, you have to push that button down there, push it upwards. So just one battery at a time. So I'll time the first one and see how long it lasts, and then I'll come in and grab the second one and keep going and see if I can cut my whole lawn with just the two charges. But of course I could charge one while the other's running. Okay, so I've got my plastic key in here, which allows me to start the mower. So to start it, I just pull the black handle back, and then to run the blade, I push this black button there. So it's showing the charge there, and to drive it, I push this gray button with my thumb, and it's a rear wheel drive. So we'll see how that works. My old mower was not self-propelled at all, so I'll be interested to see if having the rear wheel drive on these big wheels here, if that's actually gonna help me cut faster. I'd be really interested to see. So the rear wheel is a little bit bigger than the front wheel on the DeWalt. And I know there's different versions of the DeWalt mower. The older mower looked like it had the same size on the front and the back, but this one's definitely larger on the back compared to the front. All right, so here we go. So I'm just gonna get my Tasty Live podcast ready to listen while I'm mowing and get my safety glasses on. And usually I always wear earmuffs when I'm mowing, but we'll see. I notice already that this machine is much quieter than my old internal combustion machine. So I may get away with not having to use my earmuffs at all and just listening to my Tasty Live podcast while I'm mowing. Because I got to hear about the financial markets while I'm mowing the grass. So this is the lawn that I'm cutting. Backyard is about 200 square meters or 2150 square feet. And the front yard's about 700 square meters or 7,500 square feet. So the total area that I'm trying to mow today is about 900 square meters or 9,700 square feet. And I normally do cut my lawn about once every week.
Go.
Start my timer and we'll see how long this takes. I'm not gonna need this. So it does have the one-touch height adjustment. I find what's working for me so far right now is a height adjustment of 2. It goes up to 6. So I've got a height adjustment of 2, and I found a speed setting of 2 seems to be doing the trick for me in my lawn today. Okay, so the battery sounds like it's about to die right now. And there it is. It's dead. And what's my time? I ran it for 48 minutes. Like, that's pretty darn good off the first battery. So it's time now to change the battery. So push up and pull out. So 48 minutes out of that one was pretty darn good. Okay, so I'll put that one on the charger. That's charging. And I'll grab my other one, which is fully charged. I got 48 minutes on the first one. We'll see how many minutes I can get on the second one. But so far, my first impressions of this mower seems to be doing the job. It's fast. It doesn't seem as powerful. Like, it doesn't seem like I'm pushing a heavy piece of machinery, but it seems to be doing the trick. And I've got it at setting number 2 on the height and setting number 2 on the walking speed. So let's start up the second one and keep going. You can see this indicator lights up here when the blade spins at overdrive, when it hits a bit of thicker grass. To be fair, the grass is not that thick this week. The grass was thicker last week, but I do feel like it's going faster. One of the big reasons why I feel it's going faster is the self-propulsion on the rear wheel really helps. And just the weight of it, it's so much lighter to move around. I think that's a big part of what's going faster today. And by the way, each pass I do with the DeWalt gives me an extra inch of cutting compared to the old mowers. So maybe that's helping quite a bit too. Cutting down on the number of laps I got to do to cut the lawn. So here's where it's cut. And there's where it's not cut yet. So I finished the backyard. I'm onto the front yard now. So here's just a shot of the rear wheel drive. That's at setting number 2. So now I'm in the front yard and I've switched to my noise canceling earphones. Believe it or not having to wear the earmuffs makes a huge difference. I feel like my head is not being clamped in a vise. And also, by the way, I'm not wearing gloves. You don't really need gloves when you run this mower. Like my old mower had so much vibration, I had to wear vibration resistant gloves. So I just keep going, listening to my Tasty Live podcast while I'm mowing the lawn. The second battery is now dead, and that was running for 40 minutes. So I got 40 minutes out of the second battery. That definitely makes sense because the grass in the front yard was quite a bit thicker, I found, than the backyard. And I would say I've got about at least 20 minutes of cutting still to go to finish up here. So I'm on track for good time, but let's go check out the charger and see how the first battery is doing. Okay, so here's the first battery charging. I push the button here, it's not fully charged. Okay, so I'm starting to see one of the downsides of this mower. The first battery did not charge in the time that it took me to use up the second battery. So if I was to say one negative thing about this DeWalt 60 volt mower, it's that the timing doesn't work out. This one's got to charge in the time that this one takes to dissipate. Otherwise, you can't run it continuously. So for that part, I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs down. Wah, wah. But I'm gonna take this one off anyway and see how many minutes I can get out of it. So I wish that had worked out a bit different, but you know, there's always trade-offs when you go to a different type of system, going from internal combustion to electric. Let's check the battery charge. It says I've got 3 bars. So, I mean, it might be enough to finish off my 20 minutes or so of cutting here. Probably for the size yard we have, I would say I'm sort of on the upper end of what this mower could handle. So the front yard is a lot more mowing to do than the backyard was. And I'm really pushing the limits on this mower. Okay, so I got about 16 minutes out of this one, and I'm not quite done. I've got about probably 5 minutes of cutting left. So unfortunately, I could not do it in 3 charges. Let's do a quick swap and see if I can get the last 5 minutes out of that battery that's on the charger right now. Okay, here we are still charging. 16 minutes of charging. Okay, we got 1 bar. I don't know if this is gonna do it, but as you can see, there's definitely a deficiency here. I'm hitting the limit of this system. But the yard looks great. Just this last little bit I gotta cut. Okay, it's give me 1 bar here. Hopefully it's enough. Okay, I just finished and the battery was not completely dead yet. I stopped using the self-propulsion, but it's flashing. It's flashing like it's glow. Okay, and now it's dead. So I basically just finished, and that was 5 minutes. So at least I know how long it does take me to cut everything over the whole yard. It seems like it is time to retire the old internal combustion mower. Craftsman. I think that's from back in the Sears days. Bye-bye. And let's check out the back area. So that plug stayed in there pretty good, which is good. I would give this mower 4 out of 5 stars. So this is not a cheap product. I paid for this using the profits from my trading account. So if you want to check out the rest of my channel, I'm soon to be moving to Tasty Trade when Tasty Trade comes to Canada. So I think this is a good use of my trading profits to make it a more enjoyable experience for cutting the lawn. Okay, so my final thoughts on the DeWalt 60-volt brushless electric mower, self-propelled. I love the self-propulsion. I love that it's light. It's easy to maneuver. I'm able to get around the yard very quickly with it. It's a fast process. Downside, you can't run one battery and charge the other and expect the first one to be done charging by the time you're done the second one. So that's a deficiency, unfortunately. And this is an expensive product. This sells in Canada for $1,200 Canadian at Home Depot. In the US, it sells for about $900 US. So it's not a cheap product. This is an expensive product. If I could get, 5-10 years use out of this thing, I'm not sure how long DeWalt batteries last. I'm not a DeWalt user normally, so now I guess I'm entering the DeWalt ecosystem. And the quietness of it, the lack of vibration, just how smooth it is to use, I love that part. So I think I'm gonna keep it, but I might have to consider investing in a 3rd battery or have some other way of charging faster. All right, thanks for watching. This was a very different video from what I normally do. If you're interested in investing and trading, you can follow my channel. I paid for this, of course, using the profits from my trading account, after paying income tax, of course. So I think this was a good use of my trading profits. And it makes it more enjoyable to cut the lawn. Thanks for watching.